In my country, they say, the snake in your house is more dangerous than the one in the forest. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story about two sisters, a father's silence, and a woman who wore the mask of love but fed death with her hands. A story about how the rain returned. Before the shadows came, there was sunshine. In the bustling city of Lumora, where the skyscrapers kiss the clouds, but old women still sell roasted plantain on the roadside, lived Obasi, a quiet man, an accountant. His wife, Amara, was the kind of woman whose voice could calm storms. A teacher, a mother whose laugh could fill a house. They had two daughters. Chika, 10 years old, wise and thoughtful. Zina, 7, wild with laughter and questions. And then there was Maureen, the live-in nanny. She had been with them since Zina was a baby. Trusted, familiar, always there. But the thing about shadows is that they don't always come from outside. It started small. Amara came home one day looking tired. She brushed it off. A week later, she fainted in the kitchen. Doctors ran tests. Nothing showed. She got weaker. Here's the strange thing. Only Amara was sick. The girls, fine. Obasi, fine. And Maureen, always by her side, cooking her food, bringing her tea, and also whispering, "Don't worry, sir. I'm looking after her like my own sister." 3 months later, Amara was gone. The doctors shrugged. Could be an infection. Could be an autoimmune. No answers. Just gone. The house fell silent. The girls clung to each other. In his grief, Obasi made what seemed a logical decision. The girls already know Maureen. If I marry her, they will still have someone they trust. The neighbors whispered, but no one opposed him. Sometimes, the devil walks through your door wearing familiar shoes. At first, everything was fine. She cooked their favorite meals. She braided their hair, read bedtime stories. The girls began to breathe again. But slowly, little things changed. She moved them from their mother's spacious room to the cramped servants' quarters. She took down all of Amara's pictures. She served them smaller portions. When Chika asked why, Maureen smiled. "I'm teaching you discipline." Obasi noticed once. He asked about it. She cried. "They disrespect me. They compare me to Amara. I'm trying my best." And Obasi believed her. When Maureen became pregnant, Obasi was overjoyed. But the day the ultrasound revealed it was a boy, a mask fell. She stopped pretending. The girls were forced to hand wash piles of laundry after school. They ate scraps while she and Obasi dined on fresh food. Mistakes were punished with slaps, shouts, or both. Zina whispered to Chika one night, "She doesn't love us anymore." Chika whispered back, "She never did." The cruelty grew sharper. Zina was beaten for spilling water. Chika was locked outside for forgetting to iron Obasi's shirt. When they complained to their father, he sighed, "Don't provoke her. She's carrying my son. I need peace in this house." That night, they realized they were on their own. It was during the rainy season. Thunder rolled through the night. Maureen accused Zina for stealing a hair clip. She beat her until her nose bled. Obasi watched. After they slept, Chika whispered, "We are leaving tonight." 2 polythene bags, a photo of their mother, bare feet on wet ground. They ran into the storm. 3 days later, they were found by Mama Ifeoma, roasting maize by the roadside. She gave them food, a mattress, a home. She enrolled them in school. She taught them to work, taught them to rise above bitterness. Chika excelled in science, Zina in business. Years later, they built Rainlight Innovations, a tech company, successful, famous, respected. One day, the company hired a new cleaner through an agency. She was old, bent, wore a scarf low over her face. She avoided them, but sometimes stayed for too long. Once, she lingered by Chika's desk, staring at a photo of their mother. Her hands shook. She left without a word. One fateful evening, she collapsed in the hallway. At the hospital, HR called the sisters. The emergency form had no next of kin, but the surname Obasi. They stood over her bed. She opened her eyes, gasped. "Chika, Zina." Zina's voice caught the air. "You know us?" She began to cry. I have to tell you, I gave your mother poison, slow poison, in her tea. She was too perfect, too loved. Obasi favored her, not me. I thought if she was gone, he'd see me and love me. I never thought it was going to kill her so fast." The sisters froze. Then she went on to tell them how she thought she had won when she had a son, Obina, and how he had died in a motor accident at 17. She continued to tell them that their father, Obasi, had left her since then, and how she had been cleaning floors to survive. The room was heavy. The rain outside tapped against the hospital window like a drum. Zina's heart pounded, but she kept her face cold. Chika was silent until she asked the question neither of them had asked in years. "Where is our father?" Maureen swallowed. I don't know exactly. Last I heard, he was working in a factory on the outskirts of Lumora. But he's not the man you remember. Life broke him. For a moment, neither sister moved. They thought of their father, a man who once carried them on his shoulders. The man who had said nothing while they suffered. The man who let the snake live in the house and feed them poison. The next week, they drove to the industrial zone a part of Lumora where the air smells of oil and burnt rubber. They asked around. Most shook their heads. Then a security guard nodded. Yes, there is a man called Obasi. Works night shift. Is quiet. Keeps to himself. They waited outside the factory gates in the cold evening air. And then they saw him. Older, shoulders bent, hair streaked with grey, his eyes tired. For a moment, Zina almost didn't recognize him. Papa. He stopped and turned. The moment his eyes fell on them, something cracked in his face. Chika? Zina? They stood still. The smell of engine oil wrapped around them. Zina's voice shook with a mix of rage and sadness. Do you know what she did? She killed Mama. Slow poison in her tea. And you married her. You let her hurt us. You watched. Obasi's mouth opened, but no words came. He looked smaller than they remembered. Finally, he whispered, I knew she was cruel, but I didn't know she killed your mother. I thought keeping her happy meant keeping peace. Chika's voice was cold. Your peace cost us our childhood. The three of them stood under the dim street light. Obasi's eyes filled with tears. He told them how he had carried shame every day, how he lost his son, and how he lost his wife and lost the both of his daughters because he was a coward. There was a long silence. Then Zina said, We didn't come to forgive or forget, Papa. But Mama Ifeoma taught us kindness is strength, and we refuse to be like the people who hurt us. Chika nodded slowly. We will help you get back on your feet. Not because of what you were, but because of what you can still be. 2 months later, Obasi stood outside a small but beautiful bungalow. Fresh paint, a neat little garden, a new beginning. Chika and Zina had paid for everything, from the land papers to the last roofing nail. They didn't move in with him. They didn't suddenly become one big happy family. But they visited, checked in, made sure he had food, clothes, and dignity. For the first time in years, he smiled without shame. One rainy evening, as the three of them sat on the veranda drinking tea, Obasi whispered, The rain feels different when you're not running from it. In Lumora, the elders now say, It takes strength to walk away, but even greater strength to return with an open hand. The wounds of betrayal can heal into bridges if kindness is allowed to flow. And that, my friends, is the end of today's story. What did you learn from it? For me, it's a reminder that life will test us with betrayal, pain, and loss. But it will also give us the choice to rise above and write a different ending for ourselves. If this story touched your heart, if it made you think, or even made you feel just a little something deep inside, then I would love for you to join this storytelling family. Don't just click away. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss the next tale. Like this video. It helps more people find these stories. Comment below and tell me what lessons you are taking from Chika Zina and their father. I read every single one, and your thoughts inspire the next story I tell. And remember, every week, I'm right here bringing you more powerful African folktales, full of drama, emotions, and life lessons you won't forget. Until next time, keep your hearts open, keep your spirits strong, and may your own reign always return as a blessing. I remain your storyteller. Thanks for watching.